Good morning, everybody. Welcome to this week's client support webinar. My name is Bennett McDowell with traderscoach.com. Today is September 6, 2023. All right, let me make sure you can hear me okay. Just a few of you out there, give me a shout out if the audio is okay. And you should be able to see my screen too.
Well, you sound good to me.
Okay, good, thanks. All right, you can see the screen okay?
Yes, but let's have everybody type in the questions area. So Jim, I just saw you a minute ago, so on the phone. So just let us know, Jim, if you can hear us, and Steve and Lowell and RJ and Lewis. Just give us a nice shout out.
Okay, good. All right, Jim, I see your question. I'll get to that in just a minute. All right, Lowell, thank you. Great. Gene, do you have any other comments you want to add before we get going?
No, other than I love seeing everyone here as usual. And of course, we are broadcasting live from Tucson. I think this is our first one for client support.
Second.
Is it really? Boy, where does the time go? The other thing, of course, I'd love to invite everyone. Steve, I'd love to see you at Stock Analysis Friday if you get a chance. It's 8 a.m. Pacific time on YouTube. So really, that's about it. But good to see everybody here.
Jeannie, put a link up there to the YouTube channel to make it easier for people to find the channel, okay?
You betcha.
Put that in the chat area. Okay, she'll put that in the chat area, folks. Then you can just click on the link. You can bookmark it for later or subscribe now. All right, Stephen, good to see you too. If I recall, aren't you in Long Island, New York, I think, right? You are. That was my old stomping ground. Grew up there. All right, so let's see what we got cooking on here. All right, so let me just go through the administrational things and then I will start jumping into what we need to talk about today. All right, first thing I've got to talk about are the risks involved in trading. Like I said, without that risk, or like I always say, without that risk, there is no opportunity. The two really go hand in hand. But we do want you to be aware that it is possible to lose some or all your money trading or even investing in the markets for that matter. So you kind of want to make sure you have the risk part of the formula down pat. We can help you with that, but also too, trade with money you can afford to risk, called your risk capital. It makes things a lot less stressful. Also too, we may look at stocks. I may make a suggestion on the market. Check with your financial advisor or whoever manages your money. Be sure what I talk about here is suitable for you, because there's a lot of factors that make that determination, and they know you personally can do that, okay? I don't know your personal situation. And then finally realize we deal in a realm of probabilities. We trade with an edge, but in the realm of probabilities, just because you have an edge doesn't mean it's always right. So sometimes you end up on the right side of the probability matrix, sometimes you don't. Having an edge allows you, or should allow you, to end up on the right side, the profitable side, more often than not. And that's the best we can do in trading. All right, so make sure you have an edge and then exploit it. That's how you make money in the markets. And you got to control your risk of doing that. We can help you do that. I've got a couple books out, Money Management for Traders, Traders Money Management System, that can help you with that. Deep Dive is the book on the left. The book on the far right, Money Management for Traders, second from the right, actually will give you the specifics on what you need to know to implement risk control into your trading, regardless if you're a day trader, futures, forex, stocks, doesn't matter, okay? Day trading, position trading, long-term trading. The concepts in that book, the calculations, are applicable to all time frames, all markets. All right, I've got the Elliott Wave technique simplified. That's on a form of technical analysis called the Elliott Wave. My newest book, The Art of Trading, really excited about this one. This is a new edition that my publisher Wiley over at Wiley Trading asked me to do. And I was excited he asked me to do it because we have so much new information to talk about since my original book came out in 2008. So I've included that. I think it's going to be the best book I've ever done, because not only is it going to have a lot of material in it, but it's going to be really, really applicable to today's markets. So you definitely want to pre-order that now and get the best price. And Jane, you can put up a link for that, I guess, as well too. Also too, we're going to be using our software. We've got the art software, the OWL, PTF, TLM, and ERI indicators that go right on your chart. And then we have scanners, the multiple time frame scanner, the trade confirmer, turbo scanner, Elliott wave scanner, and then our risk control software called the Trader's Assistant software. That's our record keeping and trade analyzer. And then we have the risk reward calculator and the trade size calculator. So if you're here today and you have any of our software and you have questions on it, ask, okay? That's the whole purpose. And as well as you may have some of our courses, you can ask there as well. All right, so that's kind of it. We have TradeStation here, and then we have NinjaTrader as well. So whatever platform you're on, our software works on, of course, NinjaTrader, TradeStation, multi-charts, MT4 and MT5, eSignal. So you're pretty well set up there, all the good platforms. All right, let's see what we got here. All right, let me, Jim, get to your question since you were first here. All right, Jim is asking, Ben, please explain the process for getting set up to trade futures on Ninja. Okay, CME subscription data add-ons, good question. I want to be prepared before I sign up for the futures room. Well, first of all, James, welcome, okay, to the futures room in advance. It's a great room. We have a lot of fun. We've got a lot of regulars in there, so it becomes really like a family environment. You're going to have a lot of input in there. You're going to learn a lot. We trade in pretty short-term time frames, but you're going to see how structured we are before making a trade. There's a lot of times when we take a look at things and don't take a trade even on the short time frames. So for you, I'm going to go over real quickly to the short-term time frames. All right, and what we trade is we trade the MYM. We deal in the micros. Okay, that's the most popular one people like to trade these days. And the reason for that is the markets got so expensive that the bottom line is if you trade the regular E-mini, you can do it, but you need a fairly significant account size. And so that's actually why the exchanges came out with the micros to allow folks with a smaller account size to still participate. And the nice thing is that when we trade, we like to buy multiple contracts. You don't want to be trading with one contract because then you can't scale out. It really limits your flexibility on managing the trade. And you'll learn about how we do that in the day trading room. But the idea is in the micros, you know, if you can buy, you know, at least 5 contracts, 4 contracts, or even 2, that's better than 1, right? So that gives you that flexibility. And a lot of times, you know, we trade with more like 30 and 40 contracts simply because we're taking a 2% risk most of the time. We use the trade size calculator, the risk reward calculator, and our account starts at 100 grand. So if your account's at 50 grand, then you're probably going to be trading like 20 contracts. And if it's at 10, you'll be trading less than that, but still more than 1. Okay, so we have people in the day trading room with all different account sizes. So the account size doesn't matter. What matters is that when it becomes time to actually place your trade, that you use the risk to reward calculator or the trade size calculator and calculate your risk based on your own account size. And we're there to help you do that. Now, the setup is we usually have a list up here. Now, you may or may not have our scanners, and that's okay, but you can still load the market analyzer and put the 6 markets that we like to trade. So we like to trade the MYM, and we just take the lead contract month, and that's the micro E-mini Dow futures, the MNQ, that's the NASDAQ, the M2K, that's the Russell, the MES, that's your S&P 500, that's your ES, MCL, crude oil, all right, and MGC is gold. So those are the primary ones we trade. Now there's more futures than that. The problem is on these short time frames, sometimes the liquidity is not that good, okay, and that can create a problem. All right, great. So what you want to do, since you have the scanners, Jim, is just click on this plus line and basically create micro futures 1 minute and set up your scanners for those 6 you can just look at mine right now. You can see where I am right here. Okay, just put these 6 into the tab and use everything is the September expiration, except crude oil we use the October and gold we're using the December. Okay, so you just type those in. And then make sure you link that tab, okay, to a new set of time frames. All right, and to create these time frames, you can go right down to your current area here and just click on the plus sign. See down here at the charts, each chart we have has a plus sign. So you can just add the charts to there and change the time frames to 15-second, 1 minute, 5 minute, link them with the same colors you have for the scanner for your intraday trading. And that way, when it comes time to go back and forth between markets, you just click on the symbol. So I've got the MCL. Let's go to the MES. See, there's the MES. All right. Let's go to the gold. There's the gold. Okay. Let's go to the MQ. There's the MQ. So it allows you to get around really quickly. All right, on your chart without having to type the symbols in. So that's why I like to link the market analyzer to my 3 intraday charts. So when I click on a button, it quickly loads them and I don't have to wait. Okay, just bada bing, bada boom. Then of course I have the software loaded on each one. And in terms of the look back on these, what I do is I use bars back, okay, and it's about 3,000. So if you put 3,000 bars back on every chart, I think you're okay there. And let me just check this one. Sometimes I vary it. So 3,000 there. Let's see about the 5 minutes. 3,000 should be good, 3,000 there. So as you can see, I have 3,000 charts, bars back on the intraday time frame. That's enough. That's more than enough. Okay, so that frees that up. And then the other setting that you do is what we have here. If you go into indicators for day trading, what I do is, for example, on the owl, all right, I have this setting. You highlight the owl and you go to bars close. Okay, make sure you have set up, calculate, bars close. That way the owl waits until the bars close before it prints. And I like that because on the short time frames, that's fine, okay? And you do that, the owl and the PTF.
So Ben,
Who is that?
it's Jean.
Jean who?
Jean
Yes.
McDowell. So I was just on the phone with Jim. So just
Yep.
to share with you what he and I were chatting about, he has Ninja, but it's not a funded account yet. So I explained to him that once he does fund his account with just $400, that's all you need, $400, he's going to get the free futures data. He didn't even know that, so he's quite thrilled with that. The next question he had for you is, do you have any little add-ons that you pay a little extra for each month that you suggest for him?
Well, you know, you don't really need that. As long as he has the futures data, he's good to go. I didn't realize that all it was is $400. You sure of that?
I do believe so. I haven't talked to them in a few months, but
Okay.
400 is the
I don't know.
minimum.
I haven't talked to him in a long, long time, but I don't know what
400.
the minimum is. But if you
The
know, that's
minimum
good.
is 400. Yep.
Okay. So yeah, that's no problem. So that would be the way to go. And then you'd have the futures data live. And you want to make sure that you have, I think you'll have automatically the data for all these contracts here. And you'll be good to go. So you might want to tell them you want to make sure you have the micro data. That's the only thing I can think of that you want to make sure you got. I haven't, you know, I use their data because if you go over here, I don't think I have it connected right now, but here I'll connect it. Here's Continuum. It's called Continuum. I'll connect that. But the thing is that I think when you sign up, they'll ask you what data you want, and you just want to make sure you use the micro, okay? They might give that to you automatically these days. I can't remember. It's been so long since I've signed up. All right. So I'm not sure. But that's all you need, okay? Now I have kinetic data, but this gives me, I pay for this. And this gives me data on stocks intraday, okay? So the continuum data is for futures only. If you want the intraday stock data, you have to pay for it, okay? So that's extra. Otherwise, you can use the end of day free data, but if you use end of day free data, you will not get intraday charts, okay? Just food for thought. Trying to think of anything else I need to tell you. I think that's pretty much it. We'll show you when you get into the room, I'll show you how to set it up. And you're going to want to probably do a simulated account at first so you get the practice down, and that's easy. So I think the first step is get a funded account, get set up with real data, set your platform up so you have the scanners with the futures markets on them. And then, and to be honest with you, we are together for about 2 hours a day. So these time frames work well. So we got the 15-second on the left, the 1 minute on the middle, and the 5 minute on the right. And so set up your charts for day trading that way. And then once you have all that set up, when you come into the room, I'll go over some additional setups. But let's not put the cart before the horse. Get funded first, get a general layout like I have, and then the other's real easy, okay? Is that good? Did that help you? And of course, if you have any other questions, feel free to ask. You're gonna love the day trading room. It's fun. It's my funnest room. We have a good time there. And you're gonna learn a lot about using the software in there as well, okay? All right, good, Jim, my pleasure. Well, if you have any questions, you just reach out to us, okay? And then once you get into the day trading room, I'll show you where to access the performance results. I'll show you how to access the videos because we record each session for the week. So we got 2 sessions, Tuesday and Thursday, and they're 2 hours long each. And we meet at 8 a.m. Pacific time. And basically what we do is record those sessions and then post the most recent 2 sessions on there. So if you're at work or you miss a session, you can go back and watch the recording, okay? So when you join, you'll get access to the day trading area in our Customer Hub client portal. All right, any other questions, guys? What do you think? What do you think about interest rates? Any thoughts on interest rates? Going up, staying same later this month? What do you think? Kind of think rates are going to stay flat. Yeah, I do too. Be interesting to see what they say going forward, though. All right. Well, any questions on TradeStation? Let me know. I'll tell you one stock I'll share with you, or ETF stock I'll share with you, is USO. Okay. We're pretty bullish on this right now. All right, except I don't want to do it on the intraday time frames. Hold on one second. Let me just go back. Here you can see the price is ticking off here in real time here, and obviously a short trade, right, to the downside. Okay, so the software works on intraday and end of day time frames exactly the same way because it uses the fractal structure of the markets, right? All right, so if we go to the position trading time frames, so now we're on the 60, the daily, and the weekly. So Jim, did you see that? How I have a tab here and I can click back and forth between the intraday time frames and the daily time frames. And the intraday time frames are all linked, symbol linked to the same color as the scanner symbol link. And then when I switch to position trades, notice the color now changes to green on the charts. And I can actually now go into other areas that where I care about position trades, and you'll see the same green symbol link there. So that way, you know, you can have 3 charts on your screen, but one set or one tab can represent one thing and the other tab can represent the other, okay? So there you have it. All right, Stephen's saying we're going up on interest rates one more by December. Yeah, there's a lot of thought. I agree. There's some thought on that as well. So probably a pause here in September and then maybe one more. All right, let me check out USO now that I'm on the right time frame. And this one, as you can see, has done real well. Now we've been recommending this one well for a while, and if you've been in the more area, you're doing good on this one. But our target on this is 100.69 to 126. It looks like it's reaching up on in there. Okay. All right. Alexander, let's take a look at IoT. Okay, so you're watching those bad boys. Okay, so making another high. All right, so it came down to this retracement level, immediately bolted up. So I think what's happening with this one here, and you kind of got to be careful because now it's so extended. First of all, you only go back, you know, a year or so. So there's not a lot of history. So you got to analyze this area here. So what's happening here is this is an impulsive wave, okay? And it's still unfolding. You're starting to see bearish divergence inside the wave. So if we want to call this a wave 3, you're still in it. The problem is now this would have been a great place to have gotten in on the pullback as long as this stayed green. And, you know, at this particular point now, you're above the old high. So now let's draw some fibs in and see where this possibly could be going. So here to here, and that seems to be the biggest pullback there. So I'm just going to do a little temporary minor. So this wave 3 may end in this little area here, and I can do that because I can kind of see the waves inside the 3 here. So if this is a major 3 up here, this would be a 3 of 5, 4 of 5, and a 5 of 3. Okay, so that looks to me where this is going. So you don't have a lot of room left. See what I'm saying? So I'm not so sure that makes sense for a trade at this point. Of course, if you use the 60-minute chart, you could have gotten in way down here, and that would be a home run. And that would allow you to trade that impulsive wave up. Okay. All right, let's take a look at Oracle, ORCL. Okay, where is this bad boy going here? Let me open up this one. So on this here, it's been a while since we looked at it. So on this one here, first of all, that's not accurate. That's better. And that's not accurate, really. All right, so let's redraw that. That got out of whack. And we actually got to redraw that like that. Okay, so we're in the target of what we thought was when we looked at it here, this would have been a wave 5. But like the other one, look at this. This owl is now bigger than this one. So there's no bearish divergence. So this cannot be a 3, not be a 5, I'm sorry. This cannot be a 5 because you have to have bearish divergence between 3 and 5. So this is 3 continuing on this, which is huge. Okay, that's big. Maybe that was a 1 and this is a 2. Now we're on 3, okay? That type of thing. All right, so there's that. And what you're looking at on the daily chart is the unfolding of the smaller waves inside here. So it looks like we're close to, this is a 3, 4. When we get to 5, then that'll be the end of wave 5 inside 3, right? So that's kind of where that's heading. So not quite, one more high. And the PTFs on all 3 time frames are green. So we're going above here. Problem again here is that, you know, it would have been nice to get in a little bit earlier, like on this pyramid down here on the weekly chart. Would have gotten you in really nicely. But you may have some room here. Let's just kind of figure out where this thing is going. So an extension here. Looks like a 2 maybe there. Boy, that's a tough call. So 2, 3, where's the 4 here? I don't think that really retraced that much though. Let's just draw in some fib retracements. Yeah, you only got into the lower probability area. So the problem here though, which is interesting, is you may see some more movement down before it goes back up. Because we did not hit the high probability area. So those are always tougher trades because you don't want to miss it in case it's a 5. But I usually, you know, if it doesn't hit the high probability area, I'll cut back the trade size or pass on the trade. Again, my big deal is clarity, okay? All right, let's go on. Steve, take a look at yours. ITT, is that right? I think that's what you're typing in there. You know, I just adjusted the pixels on my monitor here. Now they're so small, I can barely read the thing. All right, so that is going up to, okay, we'll look at Bud in a minute. Okay, so let's see what we got cooking. All right, so definitely in moving up, kind of pulling back a little bit now, but we did have bearish divergence here. Let me just see if I can get an overall feel of where this thing is. So big move off its bottom, a little bit of bearish divergence. I don't think it's done yet. I think you had the big correction. I think it's going up again. Let me just draw a short-term target for this because there's a couple of them here. Maybe 1, 2, 3. You're almost there. That's kind of what I'm thinking there. Let me just see if I extend that a little bit. Bring it down here. Didn't change it that much. Maybe here worse. Okay, so maybe if it's here, possibly 118 it's going up to. You're at 100. You have to put your stop here under the pyramid. The problem is an entry here would have been much better. Okay. Problem here is if you get any profit taking, you're going to get stopped out. So you kind of need to put your stop here if you want to try to make it here. And the problem with that is then your risk to rewards not even 1-to-1 on that. So that's a tough call. Okay. I'd probably pass on that one. All right, let's take a look at Bud. All right. So Bill Gates bought at 95. 95 or 55? 95. Well, guess he should have come to one of our, guess he should buy my software, right? All right, so I see nothing but red on all the indicators at the bottom. So you got red, 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 red. So there's no reason to be long at this, right? Okay, and you know, just look at the trend line. So you know, no go yet on that. That's the way I see that. Yeah, I don't think he, yeah, that's a lot of money to be putting in that, but he's got a lot of money. Okay, cool. All right, so I think I got through all the questions, okay? So we're pretty much at 10 o'clock, all right? So half an hour. So any other last minute questions? Otherwise, we'll see you next week, same time. Good turnout today.
Same time, same
Summer,
bat channel.
yeah, same bat channel. So summer must be over. I can always tell when summer's over because the number of people coming into the rooms increase. Vacations are over, back to work. Oh boy, fun times here again, right? All right, good session today. All right, so Jim, I'll look forward to seeing you in the day trading room after you get set up there. If you have any question, reach out to us. Jean actually knows quite a lot about the workings over there at Ninja Trader. Anytime I have a problem, I always ask Jean to take care of it. So she's your go-to person. But she can help you get set up, and then once you get set up, then I take over and teach you how to do it. Okay, so that's kind of the deal. All right, everybody, have a great week. All right, and we'll see you back here next week. And again, we really appreciate your loyalty throughout the years, not just today, but for the great turnout today, but the loyalty throughout the years. And one of the things that's big for us is customer service, and it's a big pet peeve of mine to take care of everybody, which is why I like to do these client supports, because when you buy software, it can be a little bit confusing on how to use it. And so you come here, and that's where we teach you how to use it, right? Same thing with the courses. If you get into the courses and you have a question, this is where you want to come. So that's why we do this every week. And then we post the recordings on our YouTube channel, but they're in the unlisted area. So you need to access our recordings through the Customer Hub client portal. We put a special link to those unlisted client support recordings there. So you have full access to those. All right, everybody, we'll see you next week. Thanks so much.